Hey guys, Mark here, Blue Glow Electronics. Today on the bench, a couple tube testers. These just happen to be TV7s, but that's irrelevant. We're really not talking about TV7s today. We are talking about tube testers in general, but more so we are talking about socket savers, okay? And you guys probably get the concept of a socket saver. It is something you install, and you can see here there's one installed on this unit in the octal position here, the 9-pin, and there used to be one installed right here on my 7-pin, but now I have it in my hand. And you may say, well, Mark, why would you have that in your hand? Well, the whole purpose of a socket saver is for you to be able to insert a tube into a socket over and over and over again. Let's say you want to test a few hundred of these. I think this happens to be a 12AT7, but whatever, 12AX7s, you're just testing lots and lots of tubes. You don't want to wear out the original socket that is in the tube tester, because if you have to replace that. So yeah, if over time you slowly damaged your 7-pin, 9-pin, whatever socket, take a look at this. This is between the transformer on the back side here and the faceplate down in here. And you got to work between those two, and you've got to unsolder these pins. And oh yeah, by the way, all the wires going to this have these little ferrite beads on the end of them right here. That is a many-hour undertaking that none of us really want to do, and thus why we use something called a socket saver. And the goal of this little socket saver would be that it is mounted in here permanently, and you put the tube in and out, and this unit wears out, not your original unit. Well, this is a common thing I see when I'm working on these tube testers, is that people have put socket savers in them, but somewhere in their mind they think these socket savers will last forever, and that is not the case. I noticed about 2 weeks ago on my unit, the 7-pin socket, I was having to, and I don't have a 7-pin tube right here, but as I was testing, I was having to wiggle the tube a little bit because sometimes the filament wouldn't light up. Other times filament was lit up, but I wasn't getting a full scale reading. So I knew the 7-pin socket saver was getting worn out. So today we're going to talk about what to use and what not to use for a socket saver and how to actually go about replacing one. So this is where years of experience working with tube testers is going to come in handy. I'm going to tell you what not to buy, which might be more important than what to buy here. So I'm on eBay. I just typed in 9-pin socket saver. And as you scroll through here, there's lots of them. You can get 8 pieces here for $16.35, or you can get 2 here. Well, this has a 9-pin and an octal. And you may wonder, okay, well, which of these should I buy? Well, let me click on this one right here, and I'm going to show you. If you'll notice here, you've got a little screw on the top, then you've got your 9-pin tube socket, then you've got your pins on the bottom here, okay? And I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to show you this one. This has, similarly, screw on the top, but then it goes all the way through and it fastens and it holds this socket saver firmly in place into the original socket. This right here will cause you problems. Do not go this route. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to put a tube in the top of this, and then you're going to start wiggling it to get it in there and get it out. Well, guess what? There's nothing holding this socket saver stationary, so it ends up wiggling back and forth, and ultimately it then will wear out your original socket. Or you'll go to pull the tube out of this little socket saver, and guess what happens? The whole socket saver comes out of your tube tester, and then you're standing there holding a tube with a socket saver stuck to the bottom of it, and you've got to wiggle those apart. I'm telling you, if you cannot fasten your socket saver down to the actual tube tester so that it does not wiggle and move, do not go that route. Good news is, if you're searching for a 9-pin socket saver that has the bolt that goes through and holds it down steady, you can find those, and the octals are pretty easy to find. But a lot of what you see here, if you just search for 9-pin, there's tons that pop up, and none of this locks it down, which means you're just going to have nothing but problems. I will tell you, if you search for 7-pin socket tube saver, you're not going to find much. Here's a few older ones that were made years ago. Pomona made them. A company called 4-Way used to make them, but none of those guys are in business anymore. I don't know of anyone making current 7-pins socket savers that have the bolt that go through. So you end up having to find a used one. But I want you to look at this. Okay, here it is. 7-pin vacuum, $35 plus $6 shipping, $41. You click on it. All right, first and foremost right here, it's got a big chip out of it on one side. But this is where it really blows my mind. Right here. Who wants to use that for their socket saver? This thing is... it's completely shot. And yet somebody's out here on eBay selling this thing for $40-some. So guys, you just have to search for the 7-pins. I look for them at Hamfest. Sometimes I salvage them off of gear. Maybe I'm parting out or whatnot. But it's hard to find these 7-pins. The 7 and 9-pin, not so much. So guys, this was my old 4-way that I had worn out over years of use, and I'm going to throw it in the garbage when I'm done so it doesn't end up on eBay or somewhere one day. But I just happen to have a brand new old stock Pomona brand one that I'm going to put in its place right here. But before I do that, I want to get these tube socket connections here cleaned up a little bit, maybe tightened up just a little bit. All right, first thing I'm going to do is I've got a fairly small screwdriver, as you can see here, just a little flathead. And down in each of these pins, I'm going to get on one side of the actual little metal, because it's like a little set of pinching prongs, and I'm just really getting it on one side. And I'm putting a little pressure, and then if I can get on the other side, I'll do the same. I'll put a little pressure on it. And really all I'm trying to do is think of it like this, and think of that this was the tube pin. It went down in here and it gets pinched by the socket. And over time, these things just open up a little bit and they get loose. So really all I'm doing is putting the screwdriver down in here, and I'm bending a little bit this way. I'm doing the same over here, and I'm bending a little bit that way to bring these things back together. And I'll go around this whole thing doing each side of that, really just tightening these pins back up. Then I'll use just a teeny bit of deoxit in these, and made a mess here, but I'm going to get down in here and really scrub these really good. I used to have some little bitty, almost like Q-tips that were fine brushes that could go down in them, but I ran out of them and I can't find any more of those. So I'm just really working the bristles. This is an old toothbrush. I save my toothbrushes as a throw them away. That way I can work it down in here, and I don't really care if the bristles get way down in here. I'm just trying to get any oxidation off of these things. But you guys get the idea. All right, I've got my socket all cleaned and I've got the pins straightened, and while I'm at it, I'm gonna do the ones in these socket savers while I've got it on the bench here. Then it's just a matter, really, of taking this bolt loose here. Let's get the bolt off the back side of that, then this whole thing just slides down in here like such. And then you just go on the other side and you have to put your little washer and nut on the back side to hold this tight down here. And once it's locked down and you drop your tube down in it and you're wiggling your tube to get it in or out, this doesn't come with it. I just can't get over people making socket savers these days. And if you'll notice here, I've got an older Pomona 8-pin that I'm keeping it as a spare because I'm going to need it one day. And I also have saved up a 9-pin for one day. And like I said, I just look for these things at Hamfest and various places to save up, because you never know when you're going to need them, and you never know these days what you can and can't find electronics wise anymore. And as you can see here, we've got it mounted on the front, and from the back side here you can see there's a little post that comes out of this tube socket that comes up a little bit. Then there's a washer and then the nut, and once you get it on there good and tight, that thing's not moving or coming out, not pulling out with the tube, nor is it wiggling and wearing out your original tube socket pins like these ones you see for sale.